Hello, in this video we will show you a feature called offline caching for network file shares. So here we have Windows Server 2016 with the file server role installed, and we have a few shares. And by default, when you create a share and open up the properties, allow caching of share is enabled. So what that does is allows the user to store a copy of network files onto their laptop computer, and then when they take the computer off home or on a remote site, those cached files will be available for editing and emailing or managing the document however he wants. So in this example here we have the HR share shown in the background, and now on the end user's computer we navigate to the HR folder, USA, and these files will become offline. So as an example, let's say if I were to go offline right now, and I'll just disable the NIC. Of course, oops, this user isn't an administrator of the computer, so obviously now file 1 can, this will say it's offline or not available. So that makes sense why. And we wouldn't be able to modify those files. So let's re-enable that and start caching. So I'll kind of show you how it's done, and we'll go from there. So file 1, this should be available again. So if you're in Windows 7, you can type offline and a few options will come up. Manage offline files is what we want and where we want to start. This here gives you all of the features that are available if you want to disable it temporarily or turn it back on. Open Sync Center, this is where you can configure and manage which files are being synced, and here you can view your cached files. You can also see how much space those cached files are using up on your hard drive, and you can change the limit or delete the temporary files. And again, on this PC here, there's very, very little space for playing around with. So, but it's just for demonstration. So, encryption and then network settings, which we won't go over too much. But basically, what we want to do is we want to learn how to enable offline files. And if we go through the Sync Center and then set up new sync partnerships, this tells us where and how to do it. If we select network files available offline and then set up, it basically gives us the instructions on how to do it. So we want to right click a file or folder and select always available offline. So we'll do that with the entire HR share, always available offline, and it is doing some configuration and caching in the background, and we can see that synchronization icon there as well. Okay, so now I'm not too sure how long that'll take in my lab, but we can view sync results, sync started, sync completed. So if that is true, we should be able to take the NIC offline. Straight door. And of course, ping file 1 can. It's not online, you can't do it. So let's see if these, hey, look at that. So we have our HR folder, USA, and we have the documents, but can we do anything with them? Look at that. And let's create a new document here. Test number 1. Save. And just to compare, let's open up the same share on the file server, HR USA, And we can see there's 4 files on the PC that's offline, and there's only 3 here. And as well, we saved this file here at 608. Oops. 608, and this one here was saved at, oh right, I had to fix the time zone. That's why that is off, but that should actually be 558. Yeah, so anyways, that would work. That does work. So now if we go to turn this on, let's see how long it takes to synchronize these files back up. Ping file 1. That's working. Refresh this. So it hasn't synchronized yet. It might be doing a group policy update or something. But let's do a sync all, manual. And I don't think it'll take too long because there's hardly any data to sync. And my lab isn't that fast either, so give it the benefit of the doubt. Oh, there we go. So it just took a little bit longer than I thought, but it did synchronize automatically. It didn't have to do anything. So that there is offline caching. Now, one word of caution, in my experience anyways, and I've been doing this for a while, this only causes issues. Very few people understand how this works. For example, sales department people, no idea what's going on. So they're trying to cache very large folders. Like we have a folder for all of our customers and all of our customer data in it. They turn on caching, but their hard drive on their computer is only 256 gig SSD or maybe 500 gig, but the file share is a terabyte or 2 or 3, and it can't obviously sync all of that data to their laptop. So when they go into some folders, it's only been able to copy a few 10 or 20 gigabytes of data onto their full hard drive, and then the rest is gone, and they think that everything's deleted and that kind of stuff, so they start panicking. But it's because they're offline and they can only cache so much data on their computer, and they freak out and think that stuff is gone. So typically I disable that feature on either the share or on their computer. And again, you can do that through this sync center. Sync partnerships. And oops, sorry, that's in the offline. Manage offline files. And then you can disable. And I'll restart. So that kind of concludes the demonstration anyways, and gives you a few tips and pointers on how to use it and maybe why you wouldn't want to do that.